Guys, I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the recent developments in the BJJ community. I'm going to do this without a script and with very minimal editing. It's something that is something's been on my mind, and it's probably been on a lot of our mind. We're very protective of our sport. We love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We love this thing that's become such a big part of our lives. All of us who step on the mats, we have a great deal of attachment to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I, for one, am an evangelist. I am constantly telling people that they need to get into Jiu-Jitsu. They need to get their kids into Jiu-Jitsu. Come to the gym. I'll take you around, take one of my classes, and I spread the gospel of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as much as anybody on this planet, as much as I can. It's something I love very dearly. And in light of recent developments, it's pretty heartbreaking. I'm not just talking about what's going on in Southern California. I'm going to keep that vague. You can look that up. I'm sure you know. But there's allegations out there, and nothing's been proven just yet. There has been a recent denial. But just the same, this is something that is it has been prevalent recently in our sport, and it's worth talking about. So it's not just what's going on at Atos, but we've had the recent developments with Isaac Michel. We've had in the past, some things that happened at fight sports that are not good, and the cover up there. There's the tragic and disgusting Lloyd Irvin situation from back in the day. And there's been many others, actually. Hermes Franca, if you've never looked into that one, it's tragic as well. And like I said, it really kind of breaks my heart because I love this thing so much. And when people have kids and they ask me, I want my kids to be able to do self-defense, and I tell them, you got to get into jiu-jitsu. You got to get them to the gym. And I'm worried about spreading that message more if it's not going to be safe for kids. Listen, I have 3 kids. I have 3 daughters. And I couldn't imagine something happening to one of my kids. And if it happened at a gym where I'm training and it happened there because I want them to train and have that self-confidence, I would hate myself for it. I would feel a culpability and a responsibility for what happened as a parent. And it's tragic and disgusting, and there's just no place for it. So what do we do about this? It's fine to rant, and you might think I'm virtue signaling here, but I'm not. I'm telling you what's on my heart about this. And what do we do about it? How do we clean this up? Anytime you get a large group of people with a hierarchical structure, you're going to have abuses of positions of power. This happens in churches. This happens in the public school system. This happens in workplaces. This happens everywhere. I do think what makes jiu-jitsu a bit unique is we have a belt system that displays the hierarchy extremely visibly. It's in your face at all times. And we also have, we revere our instructors and our professors. We revere them because they're bringing us along, and they're developing our games, and they're helping us along the way. And you become close with them. And the nature of our sport is close contact. We are constantly in close contact with each other. So what is to be done? The IBJJF put out a statement, and they are taking some steps. The IBJJF gets a lot of crap sometimes. What they've done here, I think, is a really positive step, and I think they deserve the they deserve the kudos for this, for taking this on, because what they did here was make it so if you want to have your rank certified by the IBJJF, you are going to have to participate in safe sport. You're going to have to be certified in safe sport. I think this is a really positive step. I think that I have another opinion as well, especially for the parents of kids and of juveniles, teenage kids. Don't just drop your kid off at jiu-jitsu. I hate to say it. I wish you could. Some academies you still can. Some academies you still can do this. You can still drop your kids off, but don't do it. Don't drop your kids off and leave. Stay. You need to stay. Okay? You need to stay. You need to be a part of the culture. You need to know what's going on. You need to ask your kids about their training. You need to be in dialogue with instructors. What do we do as instructors? I wish there was, I wish it was as simple as just knock that shit off. But man, if it were that simple, this kind of thing wouldn't exist in the world. I try to be very, very careful when I'm teaching. I mostly teach men. There's very few ladies that have ever come to my classes, and that's probably just a time thing. But you don't even want, as an instructor, you want to abstain from the appearance of evil. And I'm not trying to get religious on you. Your beliefs are your own, but it does say that in the Bible. You want to abstain from the appearance of evil. Don't be alone with juveniles or ladies. If you're a male instructor, don't be alone with them. And you're saying, well, what about privates? You need a third party or you need a camera. You do. You just have to have that. And it's for the safety of the student. It's for the protection of your own self. It's to abstain from the appearance of evil. That's what we have to do here. So massive kudos to the IBJJF for what they've done here. It's now on each individual academy to make sure that the standards of conduct are upheld above and beyond what would be expected. We need to have such a level of respect for standards of conduct around this kind of thing that no one would ever question it, because the nature of the sport and the close contact means it's already in question. The compromising positions we find ourselves in, we just can't have any room for anything that even appears like it could be untoward. This is a sad day. It's been a sad week. It's been sad to watch everything unfold. The amount of people leaving the Association of Atos is telling. And I hope those folks continue to have success with their academies and run it at a very high level. I want justice to be done. I think justice needs to be done, because it seems like a lot of these things, justice isn't done. Whatever's right, whatever is just, I really hope it happens here. And, going forward, if you're in an academy, man, keep your eyes peeled, keep your ears to the ground, and if you see something, you got to say something. It's the only way it happens. And we have to be a culture that is supporting of people to be able to do that, to have the support that they would need to speak up if something is going wrong. So that's my 2 cents on it, guys. Gosh, I sure hope we don't ever have to have a video like this again, but I know we will. This is the nature of the world that we live in, but we need to make it a lot harder.